Welcome to my studio. I just got to the studio, and this is where I usually work when I'm in Stockholm. But my life doesn't really look like a regular 9-to-5 life. Let me show you a few days of my life. I'm on my way to a photo shoot for Elle magazine. I'm shooting a designer called Jennifer Bloom today. I have been a professional photographer since I was 19. I started shooting concerts and rock stars. I have shot over 3,500 concerts. But it got to a point where I felt that if I have to shoot one more singer-songwriter sitting on a chair, playing guitar, then I don't want to do this anymore. So I became a fashion photographer. But I'm also an entrepreneur. I run a production company for photography, a concert photo agency, a company that makes photo tours and workshops, and I have my own academy where I coach photographers. I love working with photography in every way, but when I'm home in Stockholm, I always work my ass off to be able to go back to the mountains again as soon as possible. I'm training for my next expedition. And the next one is my third attempt on Aconcagua, the highest mountain in Argentina. And it's just so annoying because it's like, I know I can climb this mountain, but I haven't been able to yet. The first time I was there was on an expedition with adventure consultants. I had only climbed for a couple of months, so I was quite rookie back then. And it was a great learning experience. I felt good and I felt strong. But my problem was that my hands and feet were too cold. It was a really cold summit day. Even the guides froze. It was -40 in wind chill. And even if I had thick gloves and I had La Sportiva Spandex on, it was not enough. I got really cold on my hands and feet. And at one point, at our first stop at 6,400 meters, I couldn't remember last time I felt my feet, and my hands were shaking uncontrollable. And I couldn't even hold the cup of tea. And I knew that this is beyond getting warm again. I cannot be warm again. It's impossible. I have to turn around, I have to go down. My second try was last year, and then I went there by myself. It was still pre-season when I arrived, and there was a lot of snow, and it was very stormy and windy. I remember when I did my carry round to Camp 1, I don't think I ever carried something in that hard winds because it was impossible to get the stuff out of my backpack in Camp 1. It was too windy. It was just the craziest winds I ever experienced, and it was so cold. I remember I was freezing. I was by myself. I carried up a lot of stuff, and I was not able to get them out of the backpack because the wind was so strong, and I was taking cover behind a rock like really cold. And eventually I could take one thing out of the backpack when the wind was kind of a little bit slower for just a moment. And then I just hid everything in a bag with some rocks in the bag because it would blow away otherwise, and I put rocks on the bag too. And then when I finally had a chance to go for the summit, there was still bad weather, hard winds, snowing, and everyone turned around at 6,200 meters. No one made it to the summit while I was there last year. And I had a deadline. I had to go back home and go to the Alps, so I couldn't stay any longer. I only had one shot at the summit, and since it didn't work out, I had to go back another time. This will be the last thing I do for my project American Peaks, because a few days ago I decided to quit. I don't want to do this project anymore. There's several reasons. One of them is the environment. It's just not sustainable to fly back and forward that much to America when you live in Europe. It's not good for the environment. But it's also the fact that I developed a lot this year, and when I decided to do this project last year, it sounded awesome. But it's not, because I don't want to just collect peaks. I don't want to go to the jungle in Suriname and spend 3 weeks trekking in the jungle to climb a 1,000-meter high mountain, because my passion is not to just climb a mountain, any mountain. I want to do alpine climbing, and 50% of this project is in the jungle. And it's just not something that I want to waste my time on, because I don't feel like that benefits me in my larger goals. And I feel really, really happy about this decision. It was not hard at all. It just feels right. This time, when I'm going there, I'm not gonna go home until I climb this mountain. I mean, the pressure is on. I failed 2 times. I'm not gonna fail a 3rd time. This is my training when I'm in Stockholm. Hammarbybacken, 86 altitude meters. And usually I walk up and I run down. An hour, 2 hours maybe. Not that much, because you get bored really quickly. I'm gonna go to Norway because I'm having a speech at a photo fair. Och så annorlunda mot där jag växte. Jag tycker inte om att vara här. Jag gör det. Today I have a fashion photography workshop in my studio, which is so much fun. There is 12 photographers and a professional team with stylists, hair and makeup and assistants, and we're doing a shoot with 8 models, 8 different looks, 8 different sets. So it's a lot. It's a 3-day-long workshop, and today is day number 2. Yesterday I had a workshop preparing them for today's shoot, and tomorrow we have a workshop where we edit all the photos, also with a professional team. I live at sea level in Stockholm. There is no mountains here, so training for the mountains when I'm home is very hard. I go to the climbing gym and I climb in my boots. Sure, people look at me like I'm crazy, but I have to practice, and I don't care what other people think. It's very hard to find balance in my life. I work with my passion and my hobby is alpine climbing, so I never have days off or vacation. Because I live my dream 24/7, and I love it. I get to explore so much, meet so many people and see the world, go on adventures. I would not want to live any other way. Ending the week in Hammarbybacken. It's so boring. I've done 8 rounds so far. I'm gonna do 4 more, and then I have 1,000 altitude meters.